Are you a spiritual channeler, or do you want to be? Well, guess what? That is only the beginning. That is the easy part. Next step, you will start embodying spirit, embodying the universe, every aspect, every god, goddess, angel, archangel, master, power animal, elementals, every aspect, galactics, aliens, every single aspect you will start to embody, become. That's the next step. We'll talk about that today on Earth 1111. Are you a spiritual channel? Well, guess what? That's only the beginning. Essentially, that's the easy part, when you start being able to communicate and channel and activate the aspects of your DNA that are the divine aspects, whether it's an archangel, an ascended master, a galactic, a power animal, an elemental, anything like that. You are able to activate and start channeling. A lot of people stop there. They stop with just, for example, a lot of people channel Archangel Michael. They just continue to channel the divine being, Archangel Michael, which essentially is not a masculine. Archangel Michael is a merge aspect of a feminine and a masculine together. Archaea faith with Archangel Michael is Archangel Michael. And the reason why it's called Archangel Michael, of course, is because of the old paradigm being the masculine, which likes to create everything as being a masculine deity, a masculine special God aspect, instead of the goddess, which has been forgotten. Not forgotten, but ignored on purpose by society for thousands of years. Again, all in different videos. But just realize, if you are already channeling spirit, whether it's your guides, your archangels, ascended masters, galactics, power animals, elementals, any aspect, if you are already able to communicate and channel, you have activated that aspect of your own DNA. Everything is in your DNA. Nothing is out there, even though you perceive it to be. You perceive everything to be out here, separate from you, because that's the duality, polarized perspective of the physical earth that we existed on. You're supposed to heal that aspect, merge it with yourself, and it becomes you, and that's embodiment. Embodiment is the next level, where you remove the separation, separating you from a divine being outside of yourself. Remember, these are your own DNA divine aspects. They're inside you. Because we live in a mirrored state where everything we perceive as being outside of ourselves. That's why you perceive these beings, guides, angels, whatever you want to call these divine beings. That's why we perceive them as being outside of ourselves. So, the key to know is, when you're channeling, it's all bliss, it's all fun, it's exciting. You channel in, you get a message, it feels amazing, you get an activation, and that's where it ends. It's an activation of your DNA. Now the hard part begins when you embody that aspect. So again, most people limit themselves with just activating and communicating, channeling with one soul aspect of themselves. For example, Archangel Michael. A lot of people channel that being, divine being, Archangel Michael. What they don't do is call in other aspects, because what happens is you become very lopsided. You're able to channel in only specific aspects of your own divinity, your own sacredness, so you become unbalanced. So what happens is you must call upon any divine being that wants to communicate with you. Again, remember, it's all in your own DNA, but you experience it experience these beings as coming through portals, coming into the front of you here. coming to you. That's at the beginning. So when I started activating all these aspects, I was in so much bliss and fun. It was exciting, it was easy, and that's the way it should be at the beginning, because you're not embodying them yet. So I would call upon any single one that was wanting to come, and I had all these amazing galactics. I had these amazing ancients, gods, goddesses. One of my first communications was with God Ra. So I had some big ones come in right away. Again, it doesn't matter who you communicate with, who you channel. The whole point is when you start channeling, start calling upon and being in your center and calling upon other aspects that would like to communicate with you. Remember, they're your own DNA aspects. They're in you. So it's your own soul wanting to communicate with itself, you being the human. So when you become a channel, call forth any aspect that would like to communicate that's for your highest greatness, that's from unconditional love and light. Always say that. Again, if you have an aspect come in, a being come in that is creating fear in you, that is scaring you, that is saying mean things or saying things that are not of the highest truth of unconditional love and light, that is not bringing you peace, wholeness, relaxation, that is an aspect of yourself that is a shadow part of yourself that has been ignored, walled off, rejected. Again, you're not being attacked by entities, like people like to say. Those people haven't healed their own aspects, and that's why they think they're being attacked by demons, entities, bad things. These parts are coming to you to be healed. They need to be healed. So again, at the beginning, don't even worry about that. If you come across an aspect that is not for your highest good, that is creating fear in you, ask Archangel Michael to cut all cords and attachments from that being, that aspect of yourself, and to bring it into the light, to transmute it into unconditional love and light. That's the key. So don't let yourself get into fear about it. You are always in control. Even though a lot of times it feels like complete hell, you're always in control. So, only call upon beings from your highest greatness, from unconditional love and light. And when these beings come in, they will be new ones you've never communicated with. A lot of time I would get a face. I would see a face. I would ask, who are you? And I get a name, and I didn't even know who these aspects were. I've never heard of them because I don't tend to look up a lot of stuff. And later on, after I had the communication, the messages, the energy, the healing, the beautiful experience, I would look up online the name of what this being told me. It was its name. And it was some amazing ascended master, or ancient, or galactic, or divine goddess, or things like that. It was amazing. So that's the key. You don't really want to, well, you could call forth specific beings you want to communicate with as well. So you can call forth specific archangels, ascended masters, goddesses, power animals. So Mother Earth, Mother Moon, Grandfather Sun, you can call upon all of these beings, divine beings that are already in you. And when you activate them, you have a little point in a light, you have a little attachment to them, and that's how you're channeling the aspect. When you embody them, you merge with them completely in the 0 point field of your heart. And that's when you become them. They're no longer separate from you. Again, that'll be for other videos all about embodiment, which we are coming into now. So if you've been channeling, the key to know is don't just channel one divine being. Call forth all types of beings from unconditional love and light, from the realms of the light. And you will start being able to activate all aspects of your DNA in a balanced fashion. You will activate all the different aspects, and it will push you into the 0 point field of the middle of the 0 point. You can describe it again. I'll have other videos on that. The 0 point, you can think of it as the exact center of the double helix. You push all of your being into the exact center point, and then you're able to stream through your DNA instead of swirl separate through your feminine or masculine polarized states. So that's the key about embodiment. Again, all the videos, but just know when you're channeling, that's the easy part. That's the part where it's fun, beautiful, exciting. You get to have new beings come in all the time when you call them. You get to have new experiences, new messages. But guess what? That's where it's just beginning. Don't limit yourself with channeling. The channeling aspects are just the beginning of a spiritual path. Embodiment is the major excitement. Yes, it becomes a major hell at the beginning. Again, I'll talk about that in other videos, but just realize that when you start embodying, you are no longer separate from these beings. You no longer see them. They are you within. You are them. You become them. And you see things as sacred geometry. You see yourself as a spinning vortex, an ascension vortex. And you're in the center of it, the 0 point. Because you've anchored everything into your heart center. And you are now operating from the entire universe. Again, hard to believe at the beginning, for sure. But just know, the channeling part is the easy part. Enjoy it. Be in your heart, and again, always be in your heart. Never let fear come in. If something is scaring you, don't run away from it. If something is scaring you, creating fear, ask the archangels to transmute it into light. If it keeps coming back, it's an aspect of yourself that needs to be healed. So don't reject it, don't run away from it, don't push it down and cut it off. That's the old paradigm. The new paradigm is to love it. Ask it what it wants. Offer it love. See it in pink. So if you see faces, if you're hearing voices, if you're being scared by something, ask it what it wants, what it needs to be healed. Maybe it wants you to start living your dream. Maybe it wants you to start eating healthier. Maybe it wants you to love it because it's a part of yourself that you've hated for lifetimes. We will only go as high as our lowest vibration. So if you have an aspect of yourself, so most people like to go up and up and up, and they don't like to look anything down they haven't healed. We all have shadow aspects. Every divine being comes in. So again, I'll talk about this in embodiment. But when you start embodying aspects, your divine being, your divine beings of your DNA, what will happen is you will merge with that aspect, but you will also merge with the shadow part of that aspect. So everything is in duality. This is the polarized state of our existence, our reality. You need to heal the shadow aspect, the bad part, if you could say, if you want to call it that. Again, it's not bad. It's just your belief about everything that we've been taught, everything that you've learned, everything that's happened to you that has created that to be a negative, that to be something that you have to judge, something you're running from, something you're scared about. When you heal the shadow aspect, everything merges into the 0 point field of your heart, and you start embodying that aspect in its greatness, in its fullness, in its pure light essence. So, again, we'll talk about all these different things later, but just realize when you start channeling, it's the easy part. So don't get your ego all up there and wonder why other people are having a hard time, and for you it's all bliss. You're going to come through that, and you're going to start being the physical embodiment of spirit. And with that comes massive amounts of charge, electricity, power going through your body. You start having to master every single aspect. It's extremely hard. So again, it's a process that goes over years, so don't think it's going to happen overnight. And don't be scared about it, because when you master it and you become the universe, you embody all aspects of spirit inside you. You live in complete amazement every second of your life. Again, it takes some work. It takes some healing, a lot of healing, a lot of surrender and trust in the universe. But just know you can do it. So when you channel, open up to all different aspects of you, of the light, heal the aspects that come in that are wanting to be healed, and start embodying spirit yourself. I'll tell you all different types of things and all the different videos about embodiment, because it's a huge, huge topic of many different things. When you become crystalline, when your DNA crystallizes, you become Christed consciousness, like Jesus and other saints of the past, other ascended masters of the past. So, and it goes beyond that. You become a galactic. You have to heal. Embodiment comes with every aspect of the universe, of reality. It's not just you become, it's not just you become the archangels and masters and then you're done. You become every aspect of creation. You become God consciousness again. You have to heal everything. Trust me, it's eons of stuff. Millions, billions, trillions of years of stuff. Everything that wasn't healed, we're doing it in this lifetime. You might not believe it, you might not think it's going to happen. It will. It's happening to everyone. So, we have to heal every shadow aspect to merge with the purity of that divine being that is already inside you, that is already in your DNA, that has been separated and ignored and unactivated. So when you activate it and then you embody it, you become it. I'll see you soon on Earth 1111. Thanks.